Foreign Minister Iwai's press meeting. Thank you very much. The President of Peru, Ms. Boluarte Zegara, is now visiting Japan from August 6th and 10th and to participate in the National Day event of Expo 2025, Osaka, Kansai. I will meet with Mr. Cialero Salced this evening, who is accompanying the President. And Japan and Peru maintains friendly relations over 150 years, sharing the common values and principles as strategic partners. Seizing on this opportunity, I will discuss with him the bilateral relations as well as the regional and international situations for further strengthening the relations with Peru. That's the initial statement from me.
If you have any question, please raise your hand. If you are called upon, please proceed to the nearest microphone and please mention your affiliation and name before asking a question. This is Kawamura of NHK. I have a question about the tariff. Minister Akazawa revealed that during his visit to Washington, he held talks with the U.S. counterparts regarding the situation in which a uniform 15% tariff has been stacked over the existing tariff rates without reflecting the contents of the agreement between Japan and U.S. And he explained that the U.S. side had stated that it would take measures to revise the executive order in a timely manner. He also explained that he had confirmed that the executive order to lower tariffs on auto parts and other items would be issued at the same time. Please explain your view. The Minister Akazawa, who has been visiting the U.S. now, with his counterparts, he reaffirmed the agreement made between Japan and U.S. again and requested that it is important to sincerely and promptly implement that agreement. From the 7th, now the new executive order regarding the reciprocal tariffs have taken effect. Regarding the agreement between Japan and the U.S. on the tariffs, there hasn't been any inconsistency in understanding. That is to say, no additional tariffs shall be imposed on the items on which the 15% or greater tariff have been already imposed. And for items with existing tariff below 15%, the 15% in total shall be imposed. And there hasn't been any inconsistency in understanding of this agreement between Japan and the U.S. And Minister Akazawa repeatedly reaffirmed this agreement, this point, with his counterparts. When the executive order concerning the reciprocal tariffs was issued, and because of the administrative processes inside the U.S. side, the executive order, which was not in line with the agreement between Japan and the U.S., was issued, and it has taken effect, which is quite and extremely regrettable. And it was very regrettable. And also from the U.S. side, his counterparts who mentioned that it was regrettable to have these processes on the U.S. side. And on top of that, Minister Akazawa requested that there will be measures to revise this executive order concerning the reciprocal tariffs in a prompt manner and in timely manner, and also regarding the revision to be made to the executive order concerning the reciprocal tariffs, and also there will be the retroactive effect. That means that the portion exceeding the rates agreed upon between the two countries shall be refunded retroactively to the 7th. At the same time, the executive order concerning the reciprocal tariff will be revised, and then there will be a new executive order to lessen the tariffs on the automotive and automotive parts shall be issued. That has been confirmed as well. We will continue to request the measures to be taken in order to revise the executive order concerning the reciprocal tariffs as soon as possible, and also we believe that it is necessary to strongly request by all means in order to ask them to issue the executive order to reduce the tariff on auto parts. Next question, please.
Matsumoto-san of Sankei Shimbun. This is Matsumoto speaking. Thank you. August 9th is the 80th anniversary of the former Soviet Union's participation in the war against Japan. What is your take on the evaluation of the Soviet Union's participation in the war against Japan in violation of the neutrality treaty. And still, the northern islands are still illegally occupied by Russia. And given the Russians' invasion into Ukraine, how are you going to deal with the solution of the northern territories? On August 9, 1945, the former Soviet Union's participation in the war against Japan was a clear violation of the Soviet-Japan Neutrality Treaty, which was still effective at that time. And in addition to that, by participating in the war against Japan, Japan was ready to express a clear expression that it was ready to adopt the Potsdam Declaration. The Soviet invasion still continued and occupied our inherited territories. Given this historical fact, it is totally unacceptable for us and to accept the justifiable argument made by Russia. The Russia government is arguing that it played a decisive role in the surrender of Japan, which we will not be able to accept. Now, given that fact, and then after the invasion into Ukraine, in March 2022, the Russian government expressed unilaterally it will not continue the peace treaty negotiation. And since then, Russia never accepted the resumption, and therefore, at this point in time, it is difficult for us to mention how the outlook of the peace treaty negotiation will develop. That said, as far as the Japanese government is concerned, we will continue to uphold the policy of signing the peace treaty in order to solve the Northern Territory's sovereignty. There is a tough situation that remains between the two countries. We will continue the necessary communications with the Russian side. We will tenaciously continue efforts and to negotiate with Russia.
Baba-san from Nikkei newspaper. Yes, this is Baba of Nikkei. I have a question about TCAT. Japan was the first country to initiate a conference on development with Africa and has a history of more than 30 years. Given the concerns about the debt trap caused by massive investments in Africa, we would like to hear the minister's opinion on the significance of Japan's history of providing appropriate support to each country and Japan's unique strengths. In addition, TICAD is not only a forum for government or cooperation, but also a platform for matching private companies. We would like to ask about the role TICAD plays in facilitating cooperation with Japanese companies. Well, at last, TICAD 9 is approaching. In 1993, Japan started this TICAD. In the international community, it's what's the starting point for inducing the interest into Africa in the international community? And as the International Conference on the Development of Africa, it has continued to play a pioneering role. And the various other countries started to hold a similar conference like this. But Japan was the pioneer in starting this kind of a conference. Based upon the ownership of Africa itself and also partnership in the international community over the more than past 30 years, we have been supporting the sustainable development, as we pointed out, meticulously, that can be led by Africa itself. This itself is, I believe, is a strength of TICAD itself. In April this year, I visited Senegal. At that time, we visited the occupational training center. At that time, the counterpart told me that Japanese support is not giving us fish, but they teach us how to catch fish. That kind of Japanese development model is a model, an exemplary. So we received a very high evaluation from them, not only providing the funds and the goods, but most importantly, they are to develop our talents, and they are working together with us in order to find a solution to the issues. And that is the characteristics of Japanese support and cooperation. Starting from the 20th, TICAD 9 will be held. under the theme of co-creation of solutions to the innovative solution for the issues, we are trying to utilize our expertise and technologies of Japan, including AI and DX, in order to find and co-create the solutions to the issues which will lead to the development and the prosperity of both Japan and Africa. And African countries have continued to grow. Therefore, we do not mean intended to provide unilaterally the support for their development. However, we like to create this opportunity for us to find and co-create solutions to the issues. And we would like to cooperate with the private sector companies as well in order to support the development centering on driven by the private sectors. And the public-private sector business dialogue, and there will be a lot of cooperative documents to be issued, and there will be a ceremony to exhibit such cooperative documents, and there will be about 300 booths for exhibition and over 200 events on thematic events. And then both public and the private sector, and also the connection will be made between among private sector companies, and that variety of opportunities will be provided. And I hope that this Ticket 9 will become an opportunity to strengthen further the further collaboration and business development between Japan and Africa.
Sakaguchi-san of Kyodo Tsushin. Thank you. A different topic. August 15th will be the anniversary day of the end of war. Mr. IWAYA, are you ready to pay a visit to Yasukuni Shrine or offer tamaguchi fee? I have no intention to pay a visit or offer tamaguchi fee to Yasukuni Shrine.
Kawamura Uenezuki speaking. Today there will be a joint plenary session of the LDP of the both parties. What kind of a discussion do you expect? And are you going to attend that plenary session? If so, what kind of a comment are you going to make? Well, I will be attending the plenary session, but I am in the position of minister, a member of the cabinet. Therefore, I would like to refrain from making any comments. On top of that, well, setting aside my position as a minister, we are now in this crucial situation. I don't think that we can have a stagnation in the politics in Japan. So together with colleagues in the LDP as the conscientious members of the party, I believe that they will share the same understanding as mine. Thank you very much. With this, I would like to conclude today's press conference.